We're here and we're going to talk about GLP-1s, Ozempic, Mounjaro. But before we get into it, I just want to say that we are not doctors. We don't represent doctors. We do nutrition, and that's the part we're going to talk about. So if you do want to try out these drugs, make sure you speak to your doctor. Let's get into it. So the opinion of KCAL on weight loss. When they first came out, I was a little skeptic because obviously there wasn't enough research on it and so forth. But you know, it's been a couple of years now, and I've personally watched so much about this because obviously this is part of what we do. And I think as a baseline, it's here to stay, of course. But there's a couple of things that is very important if you do decide to go down this route. As long as you choose wisely and do the right way, I'm for it. But if you misuse it and you want to lose 5 kilos and you start using these drugs without changing your lifestyle, that I'm against. But if you're a person that have been struggling with weight for a long time and want to lose weight, this is a good way to do it because it suppresses appetite and it helps you with your cravings for sugary things. So in that way, I think it's good. And the positive once you've lost the weight is that your mindset and your belief in yourself is going to change as well. That's why I think it's a good way of if you are obese, not just 5 kilos, but obese, that it's a good way to go. But there are a couple of things that you need to do. With any weight loss, you need to make sure that you get the right nutrition. You need to make sure you change your lifestyle as you go along, and that's where KCAL come in. So if you do decide to try out this because you have tried for years to lose weight, it's very, very important. First of all, you make sure you have a lifestyle change, not just start using a drug and continue down the same route. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get a yo-yo effect. You stop, going to go up. You start, you go up, you start, go up. And obviously that's not very good for the body, and especially not for your gut, because it has quite a big impact on your gut. So if you do decide to try out these drugs because that's the only way you see and you've spoken to your doctor, it's important that you have a lifestyle change, which is basically changing. There's a reason why you got to where you were, right? You want to change so you don't go back to being where you were. So it's important that you look at your nutrition. And obviously that's where KCAL comes in, because it makes it a lot easier and you get to understand how to eat. You change your taste buds slowly so you adapt to that kind of nutrition, lower carbs, etc., not all this sweetness and so forth that a lot of people are addicted to. But the GLP-1s, they actually help you trigger your brain not to want all these sweet things, which is a positive thing, because it is sugar is like a drug. And then there is another thing that we've seen is that it can give some problems in your stomach and your gut, where we have suggested to people to do some probiotics, and that actually helped them a lot. So change your life. 1, start eating healthier. That's where KCAL comes in. 2, do probiotics. That way you will have you'll have a lot more success without the downside of it. And then the third thing is that you will need to start working out, because in any weight loss, whether it's using one of these weight loss drugs or normal weight loss, you will lose muscle mass. The way to counteract that is start working out. You don't have to go hardcore in the start. Small steps creates greatness over a period of time. So it's very important to do all these things. But once you get to that, maybe you've lost 20 kilos or 15 kilos or something like that, then you'll feel great and your life has changed. And we've seen it multiple times. Well, one thing is for sure, it's come here to stay. The world we live in today, everybody wants a quick fix. And it is extremely hard if you've been obese with a high BMI for a long time. Changing your habits and your whole brain is wired to wanting certain foods and so on. It's like if you ask a person who stopped smoking how hard that is. It's kind of the similar triggers in the brain that you need to counteract. So is it here to stay? I definitely think it's here to stay. When we talk about mindset and habits, the thing is, a GLP-1 helps you lose the cravings, which is actually the hardest part. You can go through the day, you're on a specific diet. When you come at night and you watch a movie or watch Instagram, whatever you do, then all of a sudden you feel, I need something to eat. This is the hard part, right? And then you eat another 300 calories. Oh, it's only a little bit. But it's always that little bit that puts on that little bit over time and becomes a big bit. If you have been overweight for a long period of time, using a weight loss drug will help you in many ways. So there are a couple of things that are valid. First of all, whether you lose weight without or with, it's the same thing. The difference is the speed of which you lose weight. We've all heard about the Ozempic phase, right? Now, if a person loses 30 kilos dieting normally versus a person that uses Ozempic, for instance, or one of the others, the difference is the speed that it takes. And if you want to lose 30 kilos on a normal diet, if you want to do it gradually, that will take you at least a year. The same thing can be done in half the time with GLP-1s. So when they say an Ozempic phase, it's the thing is that two people that have lost the same amount of weight will have the same face. It doesn't change because both of them does the same thing. It's just a matter of speed. Now, what can happen if it takes longer is that your skin slowly contracts. If you lose a lot of weight fast, your skin is still very loose. So is Ozempic phase real? Yes, to a certain extent, but obviously it's also blown up in the media because of many reasons why, right? But it doesn't really matter if you do one or the other. You're still gonna get your cheekbones higher and so on. It's not like you're gonna stay fat in your face and then the rest just gone. No, that's not how it works, because you lose fat everywhere. So it's especially visible when you get up into plus 45, 50-year-old. Then you definitely see, because your collagen is already decreasing a lot, and elasticity in your skin, you lose it quite quickly after you're 30, 35, and we get up to that age. So when you do lose fat, you're gonna sag. So other myths, like any drug, you need to follow the prescription method of what the doctor gives you. There is a lot of people that buy it in the gray market or get it through channels of pharmacies that don't care about the prescription. You need to do your study, speak to a doctor, and take it slowly, because if you do overdo it, let's say you start with 2.5 milligrams or 0.5, but you do double doses, yes, of course, like any drug, if you overdo it, it can harm you as well. So make sure you follow the guidelines of whoever you got it from, and hopefully a credible source. It actually has a tendency to ruin your gut if you don't change your lifestyle. So that's why I suggested, where we've seen positive feedback from people that we've helped out, that if they do decide, we say, look, buy some probiotics, and it actually helps their stomach and the gut lining to heal better. And obviously your gut is the key to absorbing nutrition. Would I recommend KCAL? Of course I would recommend KCAL, but KCAL is not the only solutions. There are many other companies that provide the service that we do. So anything that helps you become a better you, lifestyle change, I recommend that. Obviously, I believe that we have a good service. We believe in what we do. We have a great team. I stand behind what we do with 100%. I'm proud of what we do. We help a lot of people change their lives and become better versions of themselves. So if you do decide to go down the route and you want to lose 10, 20, however many kilos you want. If it's 5 kilos, I think you can do it without a drug. But if you go higher, it might be kind of like you get the mindset of, oh, this is just how I am, because it's hard to change habits and eating habits and so forth. If you do decide, make sure you also change your lifestyle, because there's a reason why you got to where you are. Change your lifestyle, whether it's with KCAL or another company, or hire a chef or read 200 books on nutrition, which probably most people won't do. So this is a little bit about GLP-1s. We have a lot of customers who's asked about this, and I thought, and the team thought, that was quite important that we send out kind of like a statement on where we stand on this. It's important, if you do decide, make sure you speak to a doctor and make sure you change your lifestyle as well, because you don't want a yo-yo effect. And at the end of the day, life is better without drugs. So, change your life, live a happy life. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Yanal Salam. I'm an internal medicine consultant. I'm the head of the Department of Internal Medicine in Emirates Hospital in Jumeirah. Today we'll be discussing about weight loss injections in general, and we'll be going through some questions about it. So weight loss injections, such as semaglutide or tirzepatide, what they do is they act on enzymes in the body, what we call GLP-1. Tirzepatide also works on GIP. These enzymes are involved in us feeling full. What they also do is they regulate your insulin secretion, and insulin is one of the hormones in your body that makes you, let's say, gain a lot of weight. So when you regulate the insulin secretion, it makes you lose weight, or at least it makes your weight steady. This, with your fullness, you're feeling full, you're not eating so much, also helps you gain weight. It also works on the brain center for hunger and satiety. So again, this helps you feel full, especially in people who have emotional eating. And their mood plays a role in how they eat. So we have two subsets of patients who qualify for this. First of all, we measure the BMI of the patient, which is the body mass index. If their body mass index is over 30, even without any medical conditions, they do qualify for the injections. Plus, if their BMI is over 27 and they're having a history of extra disorders, metabolic disorders like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high sugar, then they also qualify for this. These patients, they should try, first of all, diet and lifestyle measures. And if they fail in this, then they will be a candidate for these medications. So nothing replaces diet and exercise. What we need is the patient to diet and exercise even if they're taking these medications. Because when you take these medications, you lose 2/3 of fat, but 1/3 of your weight loss is actually muscle mass. And we don't want you to lose muscle mass. Otherwise, you'll be in a good weight, let's say, but you will not look nice. Okay? So we need your muscle strength to be the same. So we need you to exercise. 50% of exercise will be cardio exercise, which means you need to run, jog, make your heart beat fast, and 50% needs to be weight-bearing exercise. So here is what happens when you hear about people who are having loose skin, feeling tired, they're not able to walk, muscle pains, because you're losing muscle mass. At the same time, you're losing the weight. We don't want the weight loss to be from the muscle mass. We want the weight loss to be from your fat. And this is why we emphasize on, please do exercise, follow a healthy diet through your dietitian, because you need protein in your diet to maintain your muscle mass. So like we said, you need 50% of your physical activity to be cardio, meaning that you need to do exercise that makes your heart beat fast. You need to feel a bit, breathless, because you need your heart to be functioning fine. This will help you lose calories. On the other side, the other 50% should be weight bearing. The weight bearing exercise, we need it for you to maintain your muscle mass. So a fair distribution of both is the perfect distribution. Absolutely. So we do have a phenomena called rebound weight gain. This happens to patients who mainly stop the injection straight away. What should happen is when you decide to stop the injections, it should be in consultation with your doctor, because we usually taper them off gradually. In some patients, they will need it lifelong. In patients who are morbidly obese, who have genetic obesity problems, they might need it lifelong. But in the majority of patients, we can taper it off, but we do taper it off gradually, so you don't have a phenomenon called rebound weight gain, where your appetite comes twice the appetite you had before, because your body, what it does, it tries to make you regain all the weight you lost, because your brain reads it as weight loss that is unintentional. So it's pretty much like when you're sick, you lose a bit of weight, but then your body straight away regains it after you are fine. Unfortunately, we have a lot of misconceptions about weight loss injections, especially on social media. First of all, the cancer risk that people talk about. Of course, these weight loss injections are contraindicated in people who have a history of a special type of thyroid cancer, which we call medullary thyroid cancer, even if they have a family history of it. Otherwise, there is no suggestive proof that it raises the risk of any cancer in normal patients who don't have the history of such a thing. I think this is the main misconception people have. They're scared. Everyone on social media is talking about them. They're like in fashion at the moment. So we just need to take our info from the correct person, who is your healthcare provider. And I think to know our trust generally in weight loss injections, a lot of people, even physicians, take them all the time. So, but as we said, please take them once they are indicated only, and with the consultation of your healthcare provider. So as we said, you need to taper off the medication slowly. It depends. This tapering off will differ from person to person, because we need to monitor how much your appetite is coming back. So this is number one. Number two, you need to maintain the diet and exercise that you started off when you started these injections. So it's no good to go back to your old lifestyle, because even when you taper off, you'll go back to the weight you were once on. So it is a good chance, and I see a lot of successful patients who do change and turn their lifestyle around. So once they're off the medication, they can maintain their weight through a healthy diet and through exercise alone. So it's never a quick fix. What comes fast goes fast. So we do get a subset of patients who would like to go to a wedding, who would like to fit in a dress. They want fast weight loss. We never advise this. There's no such thing as fast weight loss. The best weight loss is steady weight loss, which happens over a number of months, so you can maintain it. And so it gives you a chance also to maintain your body weight and to start a healthy lifestyle, which consists of exercise, as we said, and a healthy diet, which you can stay on lifelong. So we don't look at 1 and 2 months. We look at your lifelong way of life, especially in patients who have a high risk of prediabetes, hypercholesteremia, high blood pressure. It can all be reversed if you lose weight in a lot of patients. So we want to maintain these weight loss so they can stay off medications and not need medications in future life.
I am from the UK and moved to Dubai on the 1st of September, so super new here. I had gained a lot of weight when I was living in the UK. My weight had yo-yoed really for my whole life. A friend of mine had tried them and I came to Dubai on holiday and just absolutely fell in love with the place. But I was nearly 18 stone and realised I wasn't in the best physical and mental place. So it was really, really important for me to move here in a really, really good position. And I knew that the weight would really contribute to that, to be honest with you. The injections are instrumental to my weight loss. There's no way really that I would have been able to get down to the weight that I have now or been able to lose weight at the speed I did. So I started on the 23rd of April and I lost a stone in the first week. So it was really, really crazy. Did 3 stone in 6 weeks. I do naturally lose weight really quickly as a person anyway, but it was really dramatic weight loss. And the way really it helps. So to explain the feeling that it gives you and what it does to your body. So I took it for the first time in the evening because I was concerned about sickness. That's one of the side effects people discuss is sickness, headaches. So they advise best thing to do is take it at night. So I took it at night, woke up in the morning, and normally I am starving. I would get into work and I would be so hungry, but I just wasn't. And it wasn't this thought in my mind. It wasn't like a physical craving. It wasn't a mental thought. And yeah, just didn't want to eat, wasn't interested. And then I prepared myself a salmon salad all ready for lunch and literally had it. And this was something that would never have filled me before. Had it, satisfied me, felt really good from it. I have massively changed my diet. So I eat a lot less, a lot healthier when I do eat. I will say there's been a real difference between the start of the process for me and where I'm at now. So I've been on the weight loss injections for nearly a year now. I'm coming off them at the moment. But when I first started, I was super strict. I was kind of scared of eating unhealthily. Obviously, I really had a goal that I wanted to get to quickly as well. I would say in recent months, things have adjusted. So I have started to eat a little bit more unhealthily. So I'm in this period at the moment and it's a very scary time for me. I have obviously been so used to my whole life, as I said before, really concentrating on food and food being a big part of my life. And having this freedom and this like liberated feeling right now where food isn't controlling me, I am really struggling with coming off because when I don't take the injection, the hunger does start to come back and I do start to get, those cravings come back again, and especially for unhealthy food and with all the temptations in Dubai, it's really hard to sort of stay on track. So it's a journey for me at the moment. I'm not quite there yet. Health, generally not affected. I don't feel realistically like my health has been affected throughout the whole process. Though I did get some slight kidney pains at the beginning and hair loss, but otherwise my health hasn't been affected by any of it. And the weight, that's something I'm currently working on. It's really hard with lifestyle changes because obviously I've moved countries throughout the process too. So my lifestyle has changed massively. But I would say my interest in sort of exercise and things has been a massive contributor. Yeah, it's not possible. Firstly, it's going to make you really poorly. You physically, I don't even know if you physically could maintain the two together, but the injection's not going to work. You're going to feel really poorly. And yeah, this is a real opportunity to make that change. I don't think there's ever been anything historically that's come out that's given people this opportunity, people with obesity issues, people with food addiction issues. So if you're going to utilize this injection, can I say injection? If you're going to utilize this injection, then realistically, you need to take it by both hands and give yourself that step up. And to do that, you really need to make some lifestyle changes. Calorie counting, I think. Calorie counting probably for me is the biggest thing. I started off really well with that, as I said, when I was in the UK. But since being in Dubai, it's been really difficult for me to understand what I'm putting in my body because I am using takeaways. So calorie counting is really key to having any sort of successful diet, understanding what it is you're putting in your body. Also, it's not something I've ever done, but things like macros, understanding the protein and things you put in your body, I think this is really instrumental to being able to create a muscle memory situation where you fully remember, what it is that is the right things for your body and how to not overeat, basically.